Hey everybody, this is kind of vlog 19.2 or 19 and a half or 19 point B or part B or part 2 or whatever. I just got home from work. I'm in the middle of putting away my groceries, went grocery shopping. I posted a video, and I will put a link to it on this video. Sorry. It says to JetBlue, my dignity, my rights, your bottom line. And basically, this kind of ties in with what I was saying earlier about the government banning things, and then obviously it kind of dovetails into my vlog number 18, which is about the TSA and their intrusive I almost feel like it's like violation, criminal violation, almost rape kind of, considering that they're like touching people's boobs and touching people's private parts. But in this video, she vows, this woman, vows that this weekend will be the last time she'll be flying JetBlue, because she's heading to a wedding. And if they don't, and she's kind of saying, you know, she's not going to fly JetBlue or fly ever again, essentially, if they don't make changes to this policy. This is where consumers have the power. We all have the power as individual consumers, and I kind of wanted to talk about this in the Happy Meal ban, because there's really no need to ban things, because we as consumers have the power in our own pocketbooks, in our own hands, in word of mouth. We could cripple Coca-Cola if we refuse to buy their products. If we don't buy, if everybody does not, everybody vows to ban, or not ban, but make a conscious consumer choice not to buy products from Pepsi, Coca-Cola, any of these major corporations or their subsidiaries, and plan to do it, and just make a pledge not to do it for 1 year, you would cripple these corporations if you were not to fly. And there are people saying, well, people will fly no matter what. Granted, some people will have to fly overseas. Some people will have to fly for business opportunities. But I mean, I have family in California mainly, and I have family in other parts of the United States. Half sisters and half brothers. Half brother lives in Arizona, and a couple half sisters that live in Michigan. I'll make the drive if I have to. Now, like I said, I've got to fly to Alaska, so flying to Alaska is going to have to happen. Unfortunately, I don't have a week to 2 weeks to drive up there and take time off of work. But we as consumers have the power, and the power of boycott, the power of rejecting something it's essentially the greatest power consumers have. You don't like McDonald's? Don't eat there. Don't give them your money. Make the change from your pocketbook. Instead of banning things, the government banning things, make them pay where it hurts, and that's in their profits. And that's the bottom line I wanted to say, is that, granted, people are going to fly, but if you get word of mouth and people start really, instead of flying up to San Francisco from LA, start driving instead. Instead of driving, or instead of flying to Seattle, drive to Seattle. Instead of flying to Vegas, drive to Vegas from wherever, if it's at all possible. The power of the consumer to make that choice via their pocketbook, via their dollar, will allow either to cripple a company or to make it thrive. And even those who just say, hey, I fly up to Northern California, once a month to visit family, instead of flying, drive. So the bottom line is that you have the power to cripple these companies. And if the airlines want to allow the government to treat their passengers like absolute scum criminals, guilty before proven innocent, which is absolutely against the American creed, against our judicial system, against what the rights that we have, the constitutional rights of having privacy. Yeah, you step into an airport, you lose all privacy. Well, the government, these corporations are private, yes. JetBlue, Southwest Airlines, Delta, American Airlines, these are private corporations. But the government is doing something in which it's intrusive, it's violating to women and men, and they're treating us like criminals. And the way to put the pressure under those airlines, which do get subsidies, those airlines do get subsidies from the government, is to refuse to fly when you can. Now, I'm not saying if you've got a flight, to Ireland, and you're taking a trip to Ireland not to fly. Obviously, you have to. But for those weekend road trip or weekend flights to Vegas from LA, those weekend flights to Northern California, those small trips that you could do by driving and taking, instead of an hour and a half to fly, take 6 to 7 hours to drive. By not giving them your money, you will make an impact. So I'm just telling you, you have the power in any aspect of any consumer, when consumer spending, you have the power to give them the money. Same thing with places like Walmart. If you don't like Walmart, you don't like the practices they have, or you don't like Target, don't shop there. That is the biggest way to make an impact on our world, and on the consumer world, and the product world, and the private industry world, is to hit them in their pocketbooks and hit them where their profits are. So if you don't like what's going on in these airports, you've got maybe a visiting family over the holidays, you live in Southern California and they live in El Paso, Texas, drive, don't fly, don't give them your fucking money, because I'm telling you, you hit them where it hurts in their pocketbooks, they're going to notice, they're going to see their profits go down, and they're going to have to say, hey, these people, they're going to go to the government and say, hey, people are not flying as much, our profits are down 30%. 30% in any type of industry is a big hit, and by people refusing to fly, refusing to deal with their police state bullshit tactics, is the best way to do it. So boycott is the power of the consumer, and we can make a change. So stay strong, as Jack Blood says, stay strong or stay bold, and yeah, we can make a change. So but here, check out this video. The link is down here. I'm going to link to it. It's a great video, subtle but hits a point, home run. So thank you to I don't even know who this is. I think her name is Nicole in the video. Thank you, Nicole, you rock. That's all I have to say. Adios.